Hi, good evening all. Welcome to Blue and Gold Talk, the video on the channel, if you're new, that talks about anything Buffalo Sabres related. I want to talk, guys, about the playoffs. If I look familiar, I used to have a YouTube channel, guys, and I used to be on here regularly. Remember me? Yeah. I know I haven't been around, believe me. Guys, I haven't even had time to do my early bird videos. It's been that hectic, my life. And I'll level with you guys. My daughter's in her 8-month pregnancy at this point. And I'm kind of in panic mode with this. But my daughter is due to deliver in like about 6 weeks time. So I'm one of those guys. I'm kind of in denial to the last minute with these things. It's, I'm there, of course. I'll be there, whatever she needs me to do. And I want to talk, guys, about other stuff, though, besides outside what's going on. There's a few things I want to go over here, guys. Before I start, I want to show you guys something I got in the mail. That's the bowl, guys. This is just the bowl. All right, that is my Stanley Cup replica, okay? And I'll give you guys a better look at it. It even has the Wanderers engraving inside the bowl and everything. I mean, it has, the real name of the Stanley Cup, guys, which is the Dominion Hockey Challenge Cup. For those of you that think the Stanley Cup is really a nickname, it's not really the name of this trophy. It's the real name is the Dominion Hockey Challenge Cup. And it is immaculately made. All right, Sean, if you're watching this video, Sean Wilson is where I got this from. What I'll do, guys, when it's all said and done, as you go on this journey with me, I'll show you guys this with the neck. As time goes on and I start putting this together and I start doing the work on it necessary to get this prepped and ready, I will have eventually a complete 100% replica of the Stanley Cup, guys, in the studio. So this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And this, it's funny, because the last time I seen the Stanley Cup in person, the only thing I remember is how big the bowl was. I remember when I was in Toronto and I got pictures taken, I remember it's like, my God, the bowl's really big, on the replica, because it's a replica, the one in Toronto. It's not the one that the players use. And that's that, guys. Let me just show you maybe a bit more. Why not, while I'm at it, so you guys can see, get an idea. All right, this is part of the shoulder, okay, that goes on the cup like this, where that would sit on here. Everything you just seen would sit on here. And it has every Stanley Cup winner engraved on there as well, on the shoulder. That's what sold me on this cup, was the shoulder, okay? I don't want this to turn into too much of and this is just one of the barrels. This is, oh God, look at the one I pull out. The Philadelphia Flyers, 1973 and 74, 75. The one in the middle is the team that beat the Buffalo Sabres in 6 games in 1975. Then the Montreal Canadiens dynasty starts, and it will connect as we go along. Now, I could have easily, guys, spent the same money and got one from China, okay? The problem is with that one, with the Stanley Cup, you're supposed to go this way. When it comes to the champions, they had theirs going this way. That's going to drive a guy like me nuts. I can't do it. So I'll put all this away. I'm going to be on this, guys. I will keep you updated. And when this Stanley Cup is ready, I'm sure a lot of you would like to get a look at it. And if you're ever interested, I'll link it below where you can actually get it from when it comes to Sean's work. Because right now, it needs a bit of sanding, needs a bit of work, but everything's on there. I mean, it's just the details incredible, guys. The Canadiens of Montreal, 1924, down here. All the Ottawa Senators are on the Stanley Cup bowl, just like they should be. And on a good replica, guys, you will always see the curves swaying towards the right, okay? A lot of replicas just go straight with the rivets here. They're supposed to be curved like this. Don't forget, this is done by computer, and it's done as the exact replica of the cup. It's the exact replica where the wording is and everything. Lord Stanley of Preston, right here. really from Stanley Preston is what it says, though. I should get that right, because some of you that know the details are going to say, Wayne, it's supposed to say from Stanley Preston. It does. From Stanley Preston, the logo's there. You can't really see it, guys. But what really did it for me was that Dominion Hockey Challenge Cup is identical. Well, all of it is. It's identical, but that, because a lot of times when you see these replicas, they never get it right. You know, this guy's got it right. He nailed it. This was well worth a 12-week wait. It just came in a few days ago. I haven't even had time to start working on it, guys. There's proof right there why you haven't seen me. So there is my unboxing, I guess, video part of it. I want to talk briefly about the series that are going on, guys. As we're speaking right now, Boston's threatening to force a Game 7 as I'm speaking. Let's talk about the series right now. Edmonton, Vancouver. I'm just going to give you my takes, guys. There's no point in showing you box scores and stuff like that, so I don't drag this out. Edmonton, Vancouver. I got to tell you, this Vancouver team is the whole package. If you were to ask me right now who I think is going to get to the finals, I'd say Vancouver, and I wouldn't say Colorado. I would say Vancouver right now. Vancouver look really good. They look like the real deal. We'll have to see. But look, McDavid has, 5 points in the series in 5 games, but 4 points he got in 1 game. So they've held him to 1 assist in the other 4 games, guys. They're doing their job to win this series. If you can shut McDavid down, you deserve to win. That's as simple as that. So they're doing their thing. They're hitting. They're scoring. They're fast as hell. And the way they won last game, Edmonton won the game before, you might recall, in the last minute, and Vancouver bounced right back at them and beat them in the last minute. So this is a good series. I won't be surprised to see it go 7. I kind of expect now the Canucks to prevail, but we'll see. My pick was Edmonton in 6, I believe. I'm wrong there, unless Edmonton come back and win the series. We'll see. Colorado, Dallas. This Dallas team. I know Colorado's still alive, but my goodness, this Dallas team, just after they were down 2-0 in their home ice to Vegas, have stormed back against the entire league to really set the bar that they are no joke, they are no fluke. I'm surprised Dallas is doing this. They're a big team. Let's not forget, they're a pretty good sized team too. You know, they can play hard. So can Colorado come back? I have my doubts. I got my doubts at this point. I know they won last game, but Ottinger's playing well, who I started doubting after last year. I'll admit it, I did. So we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised, though, to see Dallas-Vancouver right now. Not just because they're both up 3-2, but it just feels, when you're watching these games, they're the 2 teams that are going to prevail. It just feels like it. Boston and Florida, we'll talk about first. The Bruins right now have the hottest goalie in hockey. They just do. And it's the only reason Boston's alive, guys. If the Bruins didn't have Swayman and Nets, their season would already be done. So I think I think right now that, if Boston wins this game, I think it's going to go just like last year with these 2 Game 7 in overtime. And then you guys flip the coin. You decide who you think, because I don't know. I could see Boston coming back, but I can also see Florida closing it tonight. And that's why I want to talk about the Rangers. The Rangers, guys, in that series, were outplayed. And they won 4-2. And that's what goaltending can do. The truth is, Carolina had crap goaltending and crap hitting the entire series, and they're out. And the truth also is, Carolina is to the NHL in the second round what the Leafs are to the NHL in the first round. They just aren't a team that looks like they're ever going to have a deep playoff run. I've kind of given up on Carolina. I thought a few years ago they're going to win the Cup, but then I seen their hits going down like this, and I'm like, no. Now, when a team, guys, throws 14 hits in a must-win game, 2 in the third, they gave up those 3 goals in the third yesterday. You guys are watching it. Carolina threw 2 hits in that period. One, I believe, at the 6:11 mark, and the other one at the 6:38 mark. That's it. The entire period, they throw 2 hits in 27-second span, and that's it. And what, they think they're going to win? You're supposed to be closing the door on a 3-1 lead. Instead, they were stupid enough to go with a transition game in the third when they're up by 2 goals in a Game 6 that they got this team on the ropes. Because I'm telling you, if they could have got to Game 7, Carolina, I think they would have won. I think they would have been in the Rangers' heads, because the Rangers haven't been too physical in this series. They just haven't. I mean, they've been more than Carolina. That's not hard to do. You and I could do that. Carolina is not a physical team. And the thing is, Carolina is proof, folks, proof that you can have a high-flying offense. It doesn't succeed against playoff hockey. And the truth is, the Rangers are about 50% playoff hockey right now. They're not playing playoff hockey like Florida and Boston, those two teams. I think Florida-Boston will give the Rangers a hell of a fight when they run into them. It's not going to be fun when they run into one of those two teams, because they're going to be bruised. It's not going to be like, you know, the little love taps they were getting from Carolina. These are two hard-hitting teams that are left over in our division. And no, I just don't see it happening. So we'll see, you know. So I had called Boston in an upset, right, in this series. I could be right about that. Rangers I had winning. I'm not surprised the Rangers won, but I'm surprised the way they won. They were outplayed, and they still won. You know, the Rangers fans that think that because they had one good spurt from Kreider like that they dominated the series are just wrong. The Rangers were letting that team get away with high-flying offense the entire series, and you can't do that in the playoffs. When they run into a team like Boston or Florida, that will not happen. It wouldn't happen with Carolina if Carolina would have won. But now with the Rangers they're more of a physical team than Carolina, but they looked slow and they look like they're relying on their goalie, and they just look like a successful Toronto Maple Leafs is what the Rangers look like in their division. Kind of how I feel. So we'll see what the Rangers do next round. I expect Boston or Florida to go to the finals over the Rangers. I just do. The Rangers, folks, have won cup in 80 years or something. So maybe they're due to break through again. I don't know. I just don't think they're going to. It would be fun, though, if the Canucks and Rangers got there and the Canucks beat them in 7 this time. Wouldn't that be something? Goes back to Madison Square Garden, goes to that Game 7, but this time, 30 years later, the Canucks get it done. That would be nice, too. So we'll see. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to talk about that stuff. Anything Sabres related right now on my mind, guys, is free agency. What are we going to do? Who are we going to look at? What needs do we have? I know we won't be looking at goaltending. That's, I think, the clear obvious this time around. We're not going to be looking at goalies. UPL gave us too much of a good year, I think, that we don't have to look at goaltending right now. We just don't. You know, I'm not counting on UPL to carry the load, though, next year. We need Levi, too, also. You know, and I'm banking that's going to be him and Levi in nets next year. I mean, I'm banking on that. I don't think it makes any sense to put Levi in the minors and keep UPL and some other backup that's, no, we'll miss the playoffs. I'd rather get somebody in there that's going to, you know, do the job. That's just how I feel, really. So I want to see both the young goalies carrying the load next year. I think we can do it. I think they're capable. I think they'll both be a year older, a year smarter, a year wiser, a year more prepared, I guess is the word. And the defense, I don't know. I mean, we're pretty loaded back there, guys. If we have a healthy Samuelsson is key. He's a forgotten man right now, but healthy Samuelsson really helps solidify our top 4, I think, in my opinion, really. And I think also once Lindy gets a hold of Owen Power, he'll adjust him to become a little meaner. Because let's face it, this idea that you got to be who you are, no. And in hockey, you have to learn to play a role sometimes. And I think Owen Power took a lot of heat this year. I don't see why. He wasn't making a lot of money. Sorry, folks, but if he was making $8 million a year and played like that for $8 million, I'd say, okay, you got a point. But he didn't make $8 million last year, so you know, unless he's making the big bucks. He's not making the big bucks, so what can we really say? That's development years. It's called an entry-level contract for a reason. It's entry-level. It's all learn. So they're allowed to make mistakes the first 3 years. That's the way the league has designed it. They're allowed to. Now, not everybody does, but I think next year Owen Power will step up. I think Dahlin has to have a better year. I know he had a decent year, don't get me wrong, he did, but I expect more out of Dahlin, guys. I expect 30-goal seasons, 25-goal seasons out of this guy. He's a superstar. I'm expecting him to have the numbers of a superstar. So, you know, if Quinn Hughes can have big numbers, so can Rasmus Dahlin. He's bigger, stronger. He's just as fast. He's just as dominant. So we need to get this thing right next year. Forwards, when I'm looking at the forwards right now, I know a lot of people have a belief that we're going to buy out Skinner. It's not happening. It's just not happening, guys. Not even a chance it's happening. No, we can't do that. We don't. That's a panic move. We're not going to do panic moves. We're going to be very slow, deliberate with the process of this team, because this team next year will be another year older. And yes, we're going to be one of the youngest teams in the league, but with even more experience. More experience as the youth doesn't change. Because we're going to have more young guys on the team. You know, we will. And we'll be one of the younger teams in the league again. We don't want to go the route Detroit did, guys, and get all these old guys on our team. We don't want to do that. Because look at their situation now. No, I don't want that. I want to keep our core growing together on this team, guys. And yeah, it's going to take some patience. But at the same time, what have we got to lose at this point? Except just let's believe that this is going to really develop into something special eventually, because it could. It could. This could be the birth of a Stanley Cup champion in 3-4 years. We don't know. We don't know what the future holds, guys. We can speculate all we want. We can be negative all we want. I don't buy into it. I've always seen the skeptics wrong in this league, including myself. No, you got to give it time. You got to see what the plan entails. You got to let it process, bake it right, cook it right, serve it right. And then all of a sudden, all the fans are saying, oh my God, Kevin Adams did such a great job, and all the people that hated him. But that's hockey fans. You're never going to make them happy, guys, ever. So I'm excited for October, of course. I can't wait. That's why I'm working in here. That's why I'm doing other things. I got other projects I'm cooking on. Guys, I should show you something else. For those of you that stuck around. No, you know what? I should do a, what do you call it, video. But no, I'm not going to. For those of you that thought I'm never going to stream, well, there's a stream deck, guys. I bought a stream deck, okay? So I've committed. And that's the way it works with me. I got a stream deck. I'll have to learn how to use it, how to stream and all of it. And we'll do that this year, I'm hoping. Because I think we're close to ending this playoff drought, folks. I mean, come on. Look how talented our team is just on paper. Come on. This isn't the same team we had 4 years ago when Jack Eichel was here and his spoiled brat antics were dominating the team. This is all different now. Kruger's gone. Eichel's gone. You know, we got some guys in this dressing room that love to play here. We got some good young talent on this team, guys. We got good size. We don't lack depth in scoring. I don't believe we do. I think we have it on this team. I just think they lost their way last year. Really. When you take a team and you do the same exact thing with them the next year, the league has already caught up to that. They've watched the videotapes and everything. They've watched. So they've learned how to clog the neutral zone on us. Simple as that. We're not a physical enough team. We were more this year. About 40% better. We were. So we'll see what that entails going into next year. Where are we going to be? If you look at a team like Florida, guys, led the league in hitting, they look like the Stanley Cup champions, don't they? Right now, anyway. They look like a team that can win the Stanley Cup for sure. So, you know, you got to have all of it. You got to have the offensive swing. You got to have the physicality. You got to have the right coach. You got to have the right moves, the right trades. You guys know it. We'll see what happens. So, guys, I went on long enough. I owe you a video. I just want to put one out there to touch base. I want to get married. Guys, I'm really excited about this. I got to tell you, I am really going to have fun with this project. So I'm going to start sanding on this tomorrow. I'm too tired tonight. But I'm going to start sanding it, guys. I'm going to start working on it. And as it progresses, as it continues to be born into what I'm hoping is going to be my favorite prop in this studio, I'll show it to you guys once it's done. It should be fun, you know. So maybe I'll make a video as I'm going through the stages of it with the sanding and everything. We'll see. All right, guys. Sorry it took so long. I dragged it out, but you know what? You haven't heard me in a week, so you guys are good. You'll live with it, you know. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll try to see you tomorrow. It's been crazy here. Crazy, my life right now. Absolutely nuts. But look, you know, got to make the beans, guys. Got to make the beans. All right, so have a good night, guys. See you soon. I'm going to go back. It's right now 1-1 with the Panthers and Bruins. I want to get back to that game. Have a great night, folks.